everybody. We are here on time for like the first time ever. And the audio's working, so points all the way around. Thank you all for joining us for another exciting episode of Those Natural Ones. Before we get started, a couple quick announcements. First off, this Friday. I know we just had one a couple weeks ago, but now we're having another one. This Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, here at youtube.com/@thosenaturalones, twitch.tv/thosenaturalones, trovo.live/s/thosenaturalones, and kick.com/thosenaturalones. We will have a special in-person, sitting around a table, rolling real dice episode of Those Natural Ones. Join us on Friday, please, at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Standard Forever Time. I'm just going to add all of them.
Just E.T.
E.T. Eastern Time.
E.T.
But it's daylight time now.
No.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
I asked
Either way.
Google.
I believe you, but like
Either way,
irrelevant.
Eastern Time, here, now. Now. Anyway, other than that, let's get through the rest of this shit that we talk about all the time. Sorry, you have to edit the first 5 minutes now. Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, talk about the stuff.
A-hole. So, hi, I'm Scott. I'm here to talk about our Patreon and the fact that we have 893 YouTube subscribers today, which is weird because when you Google 893, like the first thing that comes up is that it spells out Yakuza on the Japanese keyboard. And that's weird because we have absolutely no affiliation with the Yakuza whatsoever. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. In fact, I am not even sure what Yakuza is. Okay. What we do need is your support. So please go to patreon.com/thosenaturalones. Check out our Patreon. Sign up for it. Lots of benefits, like a weekly shout out to everybody at the Meester level higher, which is Lesson Flora Marlatt and Don Marlatt. So once again, thank you for your support. Patreon.com/thosenaturalones. Check it out. We are not affiliated with whatever this Yakuza thing is, even though it seems that way, according to Google.
Thank you for that, and thank you for getting us banned in Japan now. So, for all
This is when you need someone handing you something off camera, like an egg on a knife, for instance.
all two of our followers in Japan, I apologize that you'll now have to use a VPN to watch our content.
Oh God.
Speaking
This
of,
would be a great time to be sponsored by NordVPN.
Exactly.
Just putting it out there.
speaking of watching our content, Emery, go through the spiel.
Oh, when you're not backing us on Patreon and, avoiding gang affiliations, apparently, you can...
Absolutely none of them.
Absolutely.
Whatever you're talking
Absolutely
about.
None. Officially. You hear that, Google? None. You can also just watch us every Tuesday at 8:30 on YouTube, on Kick, on Twitch, on Trovo. You can interact with us on Facebook. You can also personally interact with our very own Butch on Butch's blog on Tumblr. You can listen to the audio-only version wherever podcasts are sent out into the universe. You can interact with us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. We know what it is. On Threads, far less confusing than the thing I just mentioned. In either case, wherever you're watching us, do remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so that way you never miss an episode. And when you hit that bell, make sure to hit all and not personalized.
Exactly.
You can also, if you have a a Prime subscription for Daddy Bezos, with Amazon Prime, you do have a free Twitch Prime subscription that you can give to your streamer of choice. Please choose those natural ones. Remember to sound off in the comments, either watching us live or when we put the videos out for you to consume whenever you can.
Speaking of sounding off in the comments, I'd like to do a quick shout out to Zero to Hero Zed, who is chatting in our Twitch stream right now. So welcome to the show.
Hey! See, just like that. Any and all engagement helps us out a ton. Tell your friends.
Please support us so the Wakagashiro won't punish me again.
Jesus Christ.
My favorite Yakuza is, the video game series, or otherwise known as Like a Dragon, since we're really stuck on that for some reason.
Like a dragon.
Yeah, it's weird. We have nothing to do with them at all.
Yeah. All right. I think that's just about it.
We are we're not a front for money laundering or.
Moving right along.
Oh my God.
Sam,
Why?
before we get canceled, Sam, can you please reel us back
guys.
in?
There has to be money going through us to be money laundering.
That's true. That is a very
That's fair.
Valid point.
Sam.
No
Sam.
flow, no go.
Sam.
Yeah.
What happened last week?
Yeah.
Tell these fine gentlemen, including Zero to Hero Zed, who I don't remember seeing them last week. So tell them what happened last week.
So last week, I didn't lose my voice. Everything's fine. Okay. So last week, we landed back in the material plane to a city under siege. While we thought that the fighting was ongoing in the city, we soon realized that the Nautiloid ships were actually targeting us. We teleported with the ship to Sigil to regroup and decided to visit Ember's home before heading to the manor in Rockrialt in a much more subtle way. In Conticaria, the Sky Pirates decided to see how their own home of Gaviota is now that they've been gone for many, many years. They departed. We saw Ember's home that was now run down with her friends nowhere in sight. Despite her missing friends and signs of aged predator activity, she was able to find and rescue a small, young raccoon. We helped her clean and settled in, only for Hymir to appear in his totally non-dramatic fashion. We settled in to rest before Hymir could transport us to the manor. The next day, we teleported to Rockrialt, where we found the manor was overgrown with signs of old battle. We were escorted by Hymir beneath the manor, where we were reunited with Calliope and, to Elric's delight, Amisra, in a new-to-us war room. She explained that we were presumed dead, and Shan had been on the move with the remaining generals, a Balor, an infected dragon, an Ifrit, and ultimately a vampiric force, which we assumed to be Strahd, but she said called themselves Sergei. Finally, Rain, who we thought was still on a mission, returned. Gwen, overjoyed, jumped at the opportunity to seek allies among Rain's people, while the rest of the party weighed that against seeking a different, more divine sort of help. And that's where we left off, still in the war room.
Thank you, Sam. And that's where we'll pick up. One quick rollback in my haste to get everything through that storyline last week. I didn't forget to mention one small detail, and that is, well, clearly you guys know you've been gone for 3 years at this point. Not everyone looks the same. As you know, Calme, however I can't even remember how Lindsay pronounced her name at this point. Almost shaved hair, very short on the side, missing one eye. Another big change that you notice as they walk in the door. Rain, the longer hair that was longer gray hair that was shoulder length, now cut into a thick, imagine the Storm mohawk, like thick mohawk. The edges dyed a deep purple, with the center a tealish blue color as the mohawk continues down to the nape of their neck. You notice they're now, with the hair cut back, you see their pointed Janazi ears a lot more prevalent. Multiple piercings throughout. One slight difference, one of their eyes now, their right eye, which originally they were two very, very sea blue eyes. The right one now has a red iris. But now that that's out of the way, as you stand there, Rain and Calliope just finished their back and forth about potentially searching out new allies to help fight back against the invasion force that has occupied almost the entirety of the continent of Conticaria. Rain reluctantly saying that potentially her people, their people, could be allies. You stand there in the war room, surrounded by your closest allies: Rain, Calliope, Casil, Amisra, Calmway. A few generals, a few lieutenants and such kind of spattered throughout, most of which you're not familiar with. Potentially people who've raised in the ranks over the 3 years you've been gone. But the core is
Since
still
we've
there.
been gone.
So, what are you doing?
We're breathing for the first time.
That's what it feels like. You're right.
Wow. Is there an altar to sending Mumbo in here?
Not in this war room, but if you were to ask Hymir, he would say if you walked out, he had set up a small, humble altar in a room that was 2 or 3 doors down to the left. I forgot Hymir's there
Three.
too.
Did you say three doors down?
Three doors down, yes.
Okay.
Cool.
I forgot to mention Hymir. He's there, you know. Hymir, one glitter bomb away from being a diva.
Oh my god.
I think he only uses glitter in the bathtub.
He's a diva at heart. He just doesn't want to accept that.
That's fair.
General, I would like to consult the goddess for her guidance regarding our coming endeavors.
Butch, this is a fantastic idea. We would take any fucking help we can get, any guidance we can have.
Well, should any like to accompany me, that would be good.
I'm gonna, holding Rain's hand, which I for sure have not let go of at this point, am going to try to follow Butch, but also not let them go. So hopefully they follow.
Oh yeah, they're not leaving your side.
I will make my way down there and prepare myself and prepare the altar, and set up this is our incense, and then begin my prayer.
Easy enough.
Who else? Who all? Did the general come in, or?
No, the general is in the process of going
okay.
over maps and stuff like that with everyone.
Okay.
I think it was just Gwen and Rain that followed along with you.
Really? Well,
Unless,
y'all are gonna miss it.
unless any of the rest of you went too.
Nope. Orpheus is making light chatter and catching up with. I forgot his name.
Casil.
It's been 3 years. Casil, thank you.
Seal, yeah.
For you, it's been like 8 days.
I was in the Feywild. I got hit in the head. by
Oh
a bunch
shit!
of angry
Speaking of the Feywild, I need. This is something that we should have done when you guys originally left the Feywild. I need Orpheus, Butch, and Ember to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, I'm about to lose my mind.
Uh-oh.
Good timing.
Can I make a wisdom saving throw to see if I get my word back?
No. That's not how this works.
No, you can not.
Am I
That's a
able
very-
to? I suppose I meant to say.
That's a fade way of doing it.
No, wait. Gwen lost the word, not me. Hey. Uh-uh.
I'm sorry. Are we RPing or are we not?
No, we are.
All right, so I'm gonna
unable to differentiate.
lose my mind.
It's possible.
Up in here.
Lose
Up in here.
my mind.
Are the rolls showing? I
No.
don't see any.
Mine did.
Mine was not some refreshing.
I do not see any rolls.
I got a 21, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you with a 21, you're fine.
I'm gonna roll again, see if it works. Nothing. All right.
It's
I'm gonna reload.
Probably taking a moment, you know.
I'm gonna go ahead and refresh mine as well because I didn't see Butch's pop up. So
Really.
giggity.
Didn't see his pop up either.
What's that plastron?
Trust me, if you did, you would
okay.
all see it.
On reload, I see everybody's roll.
We
My
saw
first
it on the
roll was
last live
18.
stream. Like,
So I-
Does anybody see mine?
Okay.
Oh, 28.
Ember had a 28, Butch with a 21,
Nice.
Orpheus with a. We're gonna go with the 18, not the 4. I'm feeling generous. Okay.
The
good.
18 was the first roll.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
It's fine.
Benevolent.
Why am I always seeing mine? Oh, it's frustrating.
Yeah. All right. So all of you succeed. Your memories do not fade. You do remember your entire time in the Feywild.
That's good.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you remember
All right.
everything from the Feywild.
I like to do my divination.
Go for it. Did anybody else come, or is it just Rain and Gwen?
I am looking at the war table trying to figure out how big the resistance and where our strongholds are.
Fantastic. Which
All right.
we'll get to that in a minute.
O daughter of the night skies, goddess of moonlight, lady of dreams, please hear my prayer. We need an army to fight an army. Without numbers, all is lost. Surely there are allies who would rally to fight to prevent the planes from destroying each other, allies who also wish to avoid this calamity. Surely the Celestials cannot desire this outcome. Surely Bahamut, god of dragons, does not wish this. Surely Anam, all-father god of the giants, does not wish his worshippers to suffer in such numbers. Surely Moradin and Garl Glittergold and Helm cannot possibly endure this calamity. Goddess of moonlight, I tire of being sent to kill enemies, only to return and find my efforts appear to have been for naught. Please, I beg of you, guide us to allies who might help push back these tides of extraplanar invaders who massacre and enslave our peoples, destroy our lands, and raze our cities. As your servant, I beg of you, O goddess, that you might find it fit to turn me in the direction of others who might join us to save not only the material plane, but the very order of creation itself. Where shall we seek allies to aid us? And then I will close my eyes and pray for a response.
Are you
Who is this?
new phone? Who it is? Are you saying this out loud, or are you praying internally?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just looking at my divination to actually click the thing.
As you go ahead and do that, as the final words pass your lips, the smell of the incense engulfing your sinuses and your senses as you close your eyes, darkness takes you. You see the swirling mist of the incense kind of take hold in your vision. You hear a single voice ring out in the darkness. Seek out help by finding their disciples. A crash of thunder. Raging storms over rough seas. Darkness. Another crash as sparks fly from an anvil being struck by an immeasurably tall figure. The sound of strong winds. A massively large tree full of life swaying gently in the breeze. Darkness. Before you... Sorry. Darkness before you are almost blinded by the light of an immeasurably bright sun over fields of wheat.
Strapped up like a douche.
God damn it. Which is interrupted by the calling of ravens as the sky and sun are blotted out by thousands of blackbirds in flight. There is one more who may not take kindly to someone stepping out of line the way your enemy has. Your vision fills with a deep red light. If you dare, and if luck is on your side, he may be the key to banishing your foe for good. An image begins to emerge backlit by the ominous red glow, a silhouette of a being seated on a large throne, hands steepled as elbows rest on the arms of the throne, the shadow of two large horns protruding from either side of its head. The vision fades as you open your eyes and you're back in the temple.
Thank you, goddess. Gwen,
Yes, Butch?
do we have anything to eat?
Just kind of... I just produced some good berries. Or I'm sorry, good shrooms.
As Butch stands, you can see that he's like trying not to fall over.
Are you okay?
That was particularly intense.
We wouldn't have been any aware at all of what
No.
he...
That all
Saw,
took place in
right?
his vision.
Okay. Was it a good intense?
Yes. I need to write this down before I forget.
Okay. Drag him over a chair.
Yeah. I think they had paper in the war room, right? Butch isn't even thinking about the paper and all that stuff that's in his bag that's on him right now.
Yeah, they had some. They had plenty of stuff out there. Do you want to head back?
Yeah.
They just
Butch does something unusual and actually reaches out for your hand.
In the moment, Gwen's gonna squeeze Rain's hand and let go and reach for Butch. Totally unsure of how she can help him, but like she's gonna try.
Yeah, he almost pulls you down and then remembers that this isn't going to work.
It's okay. We can do it together. We can do
Yeah,
it together.
yeah,
Rain, get on
so-
that side. We got this.
All right. So we get Butch back to the war room. And I'm going to immediately find some paper and write down everything that I saw before it gets forgotten.
Because I was totally actively taking notes, do you mind recapping that? Just for the above board benefit, Nick?
Seek out help by finding disciples. Crash of thunder, raging storm over rough seas. Crash of sparks flying from an anvil being struck by an immensely tall figure. Sound of strong winds, massive large tree full of life swaying gently in the breeze. Blinded by a light of an immensely bright sun over a field of wheat, which is interrupted by the calling of ravens as the sky and sun are blotted out by thousands of blackbirds in flight, and ominous horned shadow figure sitting on a throne.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. That was intense.
Good. That's what I strive for.
Right?
Are you guys making your way back into the war room then?
Oh yeah. No, once we get there, sorry, I was envisioning he was already in the war room.
Oh, no worries.
And you all see him like writing this down.
Like peering over his shoulder.
Yep. Arnon,
Yeah, bud.
thousands of blackbirds. Would that be the Raven Queen?
That sounds likely.
Okay. The light of a giant sun over fields of wheat. That must refer to one of the celestial realms, I think. Immensely tall figure. Ember is more than
I am immensely tall. Good call.
is Morden portrayed as being immensely tall? Or
Yes. Well,
oh,
for a dwarf, he's like 20 feet tall.
I
that's
think
pretty
that's tall for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Strong winds and the tree of life. Gwen, it must be is that a druid thing?
I don't know. I'm gonna look towards Hymir. Which this is not my strong suit, but Hymir, would
Butch,
this be...
do me a favor.
I
real
have
quick.
religion.
Well, roll. I need 2 rolls from you. Roll a roll a perception check first, and then a religion check. Oh, we lost Scott. Sorry, everybody. Cameras will go back to normal in just a second. Scott's router went down, so
The Yakuza got him.
the Yakuza got it.
Oh no!
Son of a gun. That's a game publishing company, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Butch I got an 18 in my perception.
What the hell? Why can I
Good.
still not see this shit?
Nobody knows.
By the way, if you subscribe on our Patreon, you can join our player chat on Discord.
That's right.
And I'm about to post the best interpretation that an AI has ever given me
Oh my god.
for something that has happened
I
in our
can't-
story.
I can't
Oh
wait.
no.
Yes.
No.
All right. You said 18 for perception?
Yes, sir.
Sorry
Right.
about that.
So with that perception, you there's one other detail that you caught on the tree itself,
Ooh.
and that was a wave-like swirl carved into the center of the tree. What did you get on your religion check?
I haven't rolled it yet. I didn't know if it
Well-
was going to give me a bonus on the religion check or not. So,
You're pretty good at religion. I have faith in you.
yes, now that I'm slightly smarter, it is a better roll. 14 total.
You would know this has all the symbolism of all the symbology of Melora, the goddess of nature.
Okay. God or goddess or both?
Technically goddess? Goddess of the wilderness and the sea.
Ooh.
Do your people follow Melora Rain?
No. My people typically follow Cord.
What's their deal?
The Storm Lord. Lightning,
Cord?
thunder. Yeah.
Well, the first thing I saw was crashing thunder overseas.
Oh.
Was the imagery reminiscent of my time on the plane of water?
It was not, no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Cord is the god of strength and storm.
I wonder if that's who.
Are your people
Cord-
really connected to him?
I mean, most of them, yeah.
Are followers of Cord called disciples?
Some call themselves that. The kind of uppity, pretentious pricks do.
Well, we may have been sent to meet with those uppity, pretentious.
I mean,
Folks.
shit. We're not getting out of this, are we?
Just lean my head
God damn it.
on Rain's shoulder.
Kind of.
Rain, if that's what-
Rain looks directly at Calliope and she's like, "You know, there's a reason I moved to the other side of the fucking planet, right?" It's like, I think you can put your personal grievances away for the sake of the entire fucking world, don't you think? Fine.
I just
alright.
gesture at Hymir.
Hymir just cocks an eyebrow at you.
That's better now.
Okay.
That's better now.
So, well, General, we may have a new list.
Great, another fucking list.
On the list.
You guys,
No, this one is far from that.
Wait, does our old list not apply anymore then?
I mean,
We all kinda
there's still
gathered
fucking
here.
generals that need to be taken out. They're just a lot closer now.
Well, I'll hand over the description to the General. And then my guess is as to who we should speak with.
So you got
Of course, for Butch, it's all representatives of those particular faiths.
So what all did you glean from that? Because I know you said Morden
well-
and Melora for sure, but what were and the Raven
The
Queen?
Court of Melora, the immensely tall figure would be the god of the hill dwarves. I don't know if the mountain dwarves worship the same deity. Perry doesn't know. Butch probably knows with the 14, but he might not because it's only a 14.
I mean,
So Moradin.
yeah. Morden's kind of the god over all dwarves.
Yeah.
Hill dwarves are a little more, for lack of a better term, pious than the mountain dwarves, but
Makes sense since they're living on the surface. They got more to be afraid of.
Is Ember a hill dwarf? Not that
Yes.
Gwen would know the distinction, but I'm curious.
so
Yeah, she is.
yeah. So you said Cord, Morden, Melora, Raven Queen. What were the other ones that you came away with?
I don't remember which plane of existence is the fields of wheat. I was hoping Butch might remember.
With a 14, you would know the symbolism of the giant sun,
Yep.
the specific god that is symbolized as the sun, the specific god that is the god of the sun and agriculture, which would be Pelor, who resides in the blessed fields of Elysium.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And pretty sure the deep red light with the two horns in his head is Osmodeus. Well, Perry is guessing that, but
Butch would have a similar understanding with a 14.
Is
So-
he a baddie, Butch?
I mean, he is the reigning prince of hell. But he's also, he is also interested in maintaining the order of the cosmos. So he would also have a vested interest in not letting the planes of existence crash into each other and destroy everything, because he prefers things to be in a nice, tidy order.
Above board, was Levistus and Asmodeus going at it?
They were.
Dope.
That's why Levistus was imprisoned in the ice tomb that you guys so graciously released him from.
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Because he,
I just was curious.
Levistus was basically staging a coup against Asmodeus and trying to steal his, I can't remember if it was his daughter or his wife. I'll have to look it up again. But he was also trying to stage a coup to become the chief lord of Baelor, of the Nine Hells.
Yeah. If we're feeling brave, that he would be a very powerful ally. Though I don't know how you would feel about that, General.
That's a tricky one, because run into the devil that you know versus the devil that you don't. But also, if there's things that I know about Asmodeus specifically, is that he is, like you said, about keeping the order of the cosmos, and specifically the order of Baelor. I could see him not taking so kindly to one of the lesser-known devil lords, not only murdering his superior, but not doing it in a way that actually showed any kind of initiative, so much as it was cowardice to murder him and just claim to be him instead of openly admitting his plan. And then also going around and circumventing Asmodeus to try and take over the material plane as well as all the other planes and converge them together. I could see him not being very keen on that.
I don't think he'll be very keen.
No. Baelor. I think he's good aligned.
Yes, Baelor is he is the epitome of neutral, he's neutral good, so.
Sorry, I meant to say Cord. I know Baelor is.
Yeah.
Baelor is like...
Cord is chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Sorry, I got excited.
I don't like the sound of that.
I love chaotic.
Well, do you all have a preference on seeking allies or killing bad guys? Or, I mean, the way things are going right now, I feel like we need more boots on the ground. First, we've got Ember. Might be good to end with Moradin. As Ember, you are a cleric. I don't know, the order we speak with the representatives of these deities may make it easier to acquire more, to have better favor with the ones that we speak with after, if that makes any sense. Laura might be good to speak with early because nature's not known to pick sides.
We know one group that would be a extremely potent fighting force if they're willing. And you have a representative of them standing right next to you.
Yeah.
However, Rain kind of turns and it's going to take a lot of convincing. didn't exactly leave on the best terms with them, and well, they are very likely to they're not very likely to take on other people's religious quests and crusades and all that shit. So they kind of like to stick in their own lane, and if nothing's of immediate interest to them, they kind of do their own thing. But if we can convince them, it's a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. I've seen them do some crazy shit.
It would be good to know how they're being affected so far by what's going on. Right? I mean, the best way to get people involved is to find out how they're already affected.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Or how they're going to be affected. I don't know.
If we can show them proof of, everything that's happening and, where there's already degradation, maybe they'll be a little bit more keen to pick a side.
Your guess is as good as mine, hon.
Proof.
Well, it's as good a lead as any. I say we go talk to him.
Shit. All right.
And we'll be right with you.
Well, it's going to take a little...
Before we go, can we have more insight on the resistance as a whole?
Absolutely. Wrong voice. Absolutely. We can definitely get you up to speed on everything that's been going on. Like I said, you've been gone for 3 years. A lot has happened. Rain kind of continues. It's like, it's going to take a bit to get there anyway. We're talking like at least a few weeks sail anyway. And due to the state of everything, we're kind of operating in secret a little bit. The Narissa is currently far, far away from here, but we got kind of looks over to Gwen and Hymir, and it's like, we got ways of getting there quickly. Y'all remember that island that we checked out the first time I met y'all when we were trying to find that boat?
Yeah, before we got sucked into a storm and
that
teleported to the plane of
place.
water for the first
Yeah,
time.
there's that's kind of become our smuggling cache, as it will. Narissa's currently anchored off of there. I got this druid of mine that kind of transports me from there to here when I need to. So when y'all are ready, we can take a tree, as you're so willing to do, back down to that island, to Kalita Island, and we'll get on the boat and start. Probably take better part of a week, 2 weeks maybe, to sail to Socia.
Well, if it's going to take some convincing, would it not be good to have secured the alliance of someone else first? I don't know.
I mean, is there anyone else that they would, if they're like, oh, that person's in your corner, we can be in your corner. Like, is there any other, any alliance or anything we could ferret out?
My people...
Alric, are you good with politics?
My people are very independent. They don't really...
Oh.
It's there's a lot you're going to find out about my past and the people I come from. We'll get into that later, but alliances aren't exactly their strong suit, so it really doesn't matter who you're aligned with. You're going to have to make it beneficial for them. Doesn't really matter who you're in bed with already.
Okay.
Well, General, you might want to think about things that we can be offering to these various groups before we depart.
We can come up with some sort of... Are you talking like a, hey, we'll give you a bunch of money if you come fight with us? Or what kind of things are you...
I have no idea. I mean, it will be in their best interest to prevent all of reality from collapsing.
I think that's going to be your strongest argument right there, is that, you know, the betterment of the entire world, and if they don't fucking fight, then they're gonna end up in the same situation as all the rest of us. The only thing... Our forces are very stretched thin, and our resources are very limited right now, so trying to find benefits and trying to find, like...
Yeah.
presence of diplomatic presence, or, as it were, for lack of a better term, is going to be a little difficult. Now, Ember, was it? You were
Yes.
asking about the resistance and strongholds that we have. She takes you over to a map of the continent, an updated map that you... Hold on one second. Let me load this into Foundry real quick so you guys can see it.
New map.
Well, you guys have already seen it because it's it was in Discord earlier today, but download. Where is my folder? Hold, please.
Holding.
Holding. Come on, Foundry. I know you want to do it. There we go. Thank you, Foundry. We love you. All right. All right. And let's put you... She rolls this map out. Well, not really rolls it out. It's already rolled out on the table. She takes you over to this map. And you see... Ember, make a history check for me real quick. Why is your token wrong? You might have to tell me because... Oh, hey, that actually rolled.
11. Not great, but not bad.
Okay, so with an 11, you are...
I was asleep in that class.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Gwen. There's Gwen. All right. You know well enough that this kind of dotted area on the bottom is the shape of what Conticaria used to be. The continent of Conticaria. What you can see on this is that borders have shrunk down to more or less the only remaining sovereign land is the city of Rockrialt. The final haven, bastion of Conticaria that hasn't been taken yet.
Is that little island ours too, or is that taken?
The little island on the right is also, but this is slightly deceptive on this map. That island is tiny. Very, very tiny. And that is the island that Rain was talking about. That their ship is anchored off the coast of. You all, the rest of you, except for Orpheus, because he wasn't there yet, but the four of you would remember that island, searching a cabin that was dilapidated when you were first sent out to find a missing ship.
Yep.
And you can remember that island was the size of a postage stamp. You know, it was probably 100 feet wide, maybe. So, the general looks over at you and says, clearly, our forces have been kind of centralized here. We have the main bases of operations is where you're standing right now in the hidden bunker underneath the manor. We do have, as she rubs her hands across the map, and the rest of you notice where she's pointing. Ember, you're not very familiar with the landmarks or the areas. So, we do have a few pockets of resistance still, a few groups of soldiers still around. Here, and here. And she points at Torchiv. There's a large group hiding in the caves outside of Torchiv. There is a small resistance outside of Castellatri that is more or less just keeping an eye on things. They do not have the forces to take on. And then there is also a force. Hold on 1 second. Where does my freaking map go? Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. And now Foundry is being weird. Hold, please.
Yeah, it is.
There is also a force that is hiding in, I believe, some familiar sewers under Kavachliev that you might be more familiar with, that has popped up to do more or less supply run style supply chain interference and stuff like that in the city of Kavachliev.
The sewers.
Led by, looks over at Elric, led by somebody you're very familiar with, somebody who I unfortunately made the mistake of imprisoning for a short period of time.
What kind of tactics are you guys using?
This is straight
to
guerrilla
resist?
warfare. Hit and run. We do not have the force to. We do not have the numbers to do any kind of prolonged offensive strikes or anything like that. We are straight guerrilla warfare at this point. Any kind of, some might even call us terrorists. I'm sure that's what they labeled us in Shan, but we are striking quick and hard and fast where we can and where we have the opportunity. Looks back at you, Elric. I think you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
I have to say, after you were presumed lost, your cousin stepped up. He became one of our inner circle, and I trusted him with the running the operations underneath Kavachliev.
Good. I'm glad he was able to contribute. He and I both know how bad our homeland is.
A lot of people in this country are figuring out how bad your homeland was. The reason why he volunteered is because Kavachliev is under new management. As the Duragar and the Mind Flayers took over Castellatri, the Doral came up from below in Kavachliev.
Of course they did.
A a specific drow, pair of drow, have taken lordship over the city.
I don't suppose you get a description of the two.
We have a name. The city is being ruled over by a drow by the name of Rylan. And his son, who, if I remember correctly, is also named Rylan, right?
The second, yes.
That's what I thought.
Oh, it's not Ben?
Like I said, there was a reason why Valentra chose this assignment.
I think that's a family matter I've put off for far too long. Hopefully he'll be able to hold it for just a little longer.
That who we saw?
Did you see someone in the Underdark?
Well, when I was creeping about as a spider, couldn't hear much because I was a spider. Perhaps it was a poor choice, but I mean, I could see well enough. And above board, the people I saw in the inn had a resemblance to Elric, right?
Yeah, these above board, there were two individuals. Being elven descent, it's kind of hard to tell age, but these two individuals looked very similar and had a resemblance to Elric. And these were the two individuals who you saw guiding one Hugh Percival Lockross into a building.
That's probably the real Hugh.
Oh shit. Well, yeah.
That was before. That was before you fought the hand, and Hugh was tied up in the chair in the middle of the room, and he said that he was captured by Drow, and y'all just took him for his word and didn't roll insight.
Yeah, we did that, didn't we?
You guys were really bad about rolling insight for the majority of this campaign.
We just took a lot of things at face value.
And I hope I have squashed that.
That's okay, I trust nothing. Now. Oh boy.
Yeehaw.
Wherever Father is, can almost guarantee that the Elder Brain isn't too far behind.
Well, to kind of not to completely tell you you're wrong, but the Elder Brain is still, from the eyes that we have, is still residing on top of that dragon and is still claiming lordship over Castellatri.
Oh, I mean, he maintains a watch.
I feel. I understand. I took you at a literal sense. You were meaning more figuratively.
Oh, yeah, Father would know better than to be even within parasite range.
That is at least a smart maneuver on his sake.
If we're to make any sort of dent into any of this, we need to regain ground.
Mm-hmm.
And if we need to regain ground, we need forces. We cannot regain ground with the few handfuls of soldiers we still have right now. We need allies, we need soldiers, we need bodies. Capable, powerful bodies.
We need a means of convincing.
Well, there's got to be somebody that needs some killing.
If there is one thing that I have learned about you, your team, specifically after the fact that you disappeared for 3 years and presumably came back from the dead, is you all possess the capabilities of getting shit done. If there is anyone within this rabble of ours who could convince people, it'd probably be you. I would say it was Rhett, but she's currently out trying to convince other groups to join us. That woman can be a pain in my ass half the time, but she is anything if not convincing.
Well,
She did have a way with words.
barring our ability to reacquire
Does have a way with words.
Rhett or another bard, I have emerged from the Feywild with a greater gift for words than I had previously. I will do my best to convince. Can I roll persuasion?
Absolutely, you can.
18.
You see Calliope's face grin sneaks across. I have faith in you, Butch. There is something about your demeanor that just kind of makes people open up to you. I believe you can be rather convincing when you need to be.
God is willing.
I get the feeling we're going to need a few gods and goddesses on our side to get this done.
Yeah, it's a really big job, and I don't think we have what it takes to stop the planes from crashing into each other ourselves. Unless you've got a trick that I don't know about, Elric.
So instead of Special Forces Kill Squad, we're now going to be a diplomatic team.
Diplomatic kill squad.
Diplomatic investigation career killers.
Are you aware of how our diplomacy with the Sealy cart went very recently?
No, but I mean, Fae are a different species entirely.
Yeah, she's taking a long nap in her bedroom.
And that's... Some people are convinced by words, some people are convinced at the point of a sword. Either way, your talents will be very useful on this.
Well, we should probably get some rest here soon.
We have
We did
chambers.
just get here.
You all have been through hell and back. Not literally this time, but figuratively. We do have chambers down the hall, a little past the makeshift temple. If you are wary, rest up, and then make your decision as to where to go to next.
I don't know about you guys. You might not have been too keen on it before, but I don't know of a more fitting name anymore than Vonderant's Vengeance.
Kind of grin comes off. She's like, "Oh, I feel honored."
That's about as fitting as it's going to get.
Canteen?
What'd you say, Butch?
Canteen.
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 Like water? You need water?
No, like where the
I think
mess
more-
hall?
Ah.
Food and alcohol and
Yes.
time to
Again,
digest.
Did
luckily,
we rescue some good cooks?
luckily our host was very wealthy, and this bunker you will see has all of the comforts of the mansion upstairs. And
Does it have a spare alchemy jug by chance? Because that would be fantastic.
you see Conway come over to the side and is like, "Unfortunately, I don't have an alchemy jug. However, I do have a fully fleshed pub. It's if you go out of here and you go to the right and then go down the hall and turn right again, you'll see we got a fully stocked bar and a fully fleshed out tavern down there with you. I don't know if you remember my butlers, Chauncey and Jarvis. Both of them are actually exceptional cooks, and they've taken up residence as the local chefs here."
I like your eye patch.
Roll persuasion.
I think that was just a true statement.
Roll seduction. No.
Come on.
It says forbidden. In red.
Oh my god. I'm reloading again because I can't see shit.
As verboten.
It's forbidden. I'm not sure if the server needs rebooted.
I think Rhett
or
got
what,
into my
but,
foundry.
it shows me a 5 now for your persuasion check.
Well, shit.
Wow.
She just kind of like, thanks. It was not a pleasant story. Anyway, down the hall, get yourself some food. We've got bed chambers down past the temple on the other side. Plenty of space, plenty of storage. We'll get you taken care of. Rest up, and then when you're ready, you can come and go as you please. I don't know if Jaime showed you the secret code to open up the bookshelf to get in and out, but I know you all have your ways of getting in here if you need to.
Thank you so much. Let's go eat.
Are you all heading to the tavern mess hall / whatever? So you walk.
Butches.
So you all walk down the hall. You follow the directions that Conway gave you. You enter into this room, and this entire place is an underground bunker with like stacked stone walls. The hallways have an arch to the roof, but it's still like 9 feet tall ceilings at the tip of the arch. So even Butch, you're comfortable walking in here.
Awesome.
There's ever-lit torches, magical essence keeping them lit throughout. No smoke, no soot. You notice, even if for an underground bunker, this is luxury. Instead of a dirt floor, you have like porcelain tile or marble flooring throughout it. Not porcelain, marble. large oak doors with ornately decorated handles and hinges of brass and silver. You walk through the hallways and you see other doors leading to other fully stocked storerooms, bedchambers, offices. You see large seating areas like lounges, or you see dens, dozens of rooms. You quickly find out that this bunker spans the length of the manor. It spans the entire, any square footage of the manor above ground is almost mirrored underground. You walk past one hallway and you see where originally it had ended, but it has been since dug out further. Not quite as classy, but instead of the marble flooring, you see dirt floor. You see the bricks have kind of fade away into just wooden beams and support beams. You can tell that in the past 3 years, when they started having to live down here, they started excavating more and building into this, to the point where now you can assume from what you've seen that this bunker, which originally was the size of the manor, is now doubled in size, at least. You walk past barracks. You walk past armories, alchemist stations. You walk past libraries. You see storerooms filled with chemicals and components. Then finally you make your way into this large kitchen. Doesn't do it justice. Dining room doesn't do it justice. This is like a galley. This is a tavern underground. You see a large bar off to the wall. You see multiple tables, circular 4-seat tables, long rectangular benches on both sides, easily fitting 10 to 15 people each along the walls. You can estimate that this room itself could hold between 50 to 100 people. And on the other side of the bar, you see a doorway, kind of like, almost like the saloon style, like doors. And from beyond, you see the glow of oven light. The smell of freshly baked breads, meats, stews, kind of wafting through the air.
Mm.
And as you all enter and find a seat, we're going to go ahead and take our break. So, it's a little early today. It's only 9:45, but that's all right. Give us like 5-10 minutes, and we will be right back to see what else awaits them in this underground resistance bunker. So, stick with us. We will be right back. And we are back. Thanks for sticking with us through that. But let's continue. As you all enter this underground tavern area, what are you doing?
Eat, drink, and be merry.
You find a seat.
Feel so very merry.
Well, yeah, more like eat, drink, and be somber.
Definitely going over to Amisra to catch up on what the last 3 years have been like.
Yeah, Amisra came in with you. Amisra, Rain, Hymir, all kind of followed along with you and came in. Amisra goes, well, it wasn't pleasant. A lot of fighting, a lot of hiding, and a lot of running. I wish I had some good stories to tell you, but to be honest, I can't really remember the last time there was a good thing happening.
I can only imagine.
Our home is gone. Castellatri was the first to fall. And it was just consistent after that. Shan annexing what seemed like acre after acre after acre, just mile after mile, until we were left with nothing. The Rockrield is the only bastion left, and that's only because I don't know if they thought it was beneficial to leave something for us for some reason, or if they just got what they wanted. But once they hit the walls of Rockriel, the push forward stopped. It's been a year and a half now with no real moving into the city. They just set up their camps outside of the gates of the city and kind of used our own gates against us. Rockriel went from being the capital and a defensible fortress to a prison. We being outside, because if you all remember above board, the manor that you're in is actually quite a few miles outside of Rockriel, to the northeast. We haven't been able to get in or out, save for the occasional smuggler, for months now. Even Dimension Door, they set up some sort of perimeter. We can't even use magic to breach the walls.
Damn.
Is there any indication that Shan is attacking other kingdoms?
There's a few battles here and there along the Thorn Wall of Mesh. There's forces building on the mountain range between Shan and Conticaria. We hear rumors of skirmishes along the border of Long, but there's no unified attacks. There's nothing more than what's been happening for the past 100 years. They saw their opening. They saw that we posed the biggest threat. Not to blame you all, but because your team specifically caused the most damage to Shan, to their army, to who we know as Titivolus and his generals. and his retribution was quick. We started to wonder if the knowledge of the Twilight Coven was bait. Because it seemed like as soon as you all left is when the invasion started happening. They knew you were gone. And they did not rate.
They knew. It's a feat easily achieved if you know how to scry.
Real quick above board, just to warn everybody, we're about to get fucking blasted with some thunderstorms, so if we have to drop quickly, that is why. And anything we don't finish tonight, we will pick up on Friday.
Is that part of the visions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
All right, sorry. Sorry for that quick interruption. You may continue.
They've been... If they coordinated an invasion along with our disappearance, that would mean they've been watching us for some time. They've either been scribes.
I mean, it is us.
Or there might have been someone amongst our ranks that have been feeding them information.
Who else sitting at the table with those two?
All of you and Rain and Hymir.
Okay.
Has Dativolis actually taken to the field?
Not that we are aware, as far as we know. Shan is still under the impression that he is King Caius. Shan, as a country, as a whole, we have done our best to try and spread rumors and informational warfare to let them know that they're following the role or the lead of a devil lord, but as you can imagine, those are quickly squashed by propaganda.
Do we still have the true king?
Roll me a D20.
Just a straight up D20.
Straight up D20.
It's like her percentage tab, but chunkier.
I don't like to use that word.
Oh no.
Percentage tab?
No, chunkier.
That's a 2.
Oh, a 2. Maybe that's good.
All right. Sorry for the camera issue. Real quick. Hold on one second. Let's see if this. Nope, that's not good. Nope, that's not good. Hold on. Sam's under a tornado watch, or her sirens are going off, so she had to dip real quick. So unfortunately, everybody's still up. It's just weird right now. So Arnon and Butch are still good. Orpheus is in Gwen. Elric is good. Ember's good, and I'm in Orpheus. So it's really just Orpheus and Gwen that.
Oh, hello, Captain.
I'll be a little creepier.
All right, so I'm just gonna keep it how it is because it's too much of a pain to try
Oh,
and fix it.
Captain, my captain.
So, fuck, I forget what we were talking about. Sorry.
Mushrooms are cool, I guess.
Oh, the last thing I mentioned was the true
Oh,
king.
do you
of
have the
Shan.
true king
He
of
was-
Chan, and then you rolled a 2.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he was lost during one of the sieges, at the siege of Torchiv. His whereabouts are unknown. We don't know if they took him and imprisoned him. We don't know if they killed him.
But he's lost to us.
He is lost as of now. We had to flee, and the forces were surrounding us, and luckily I was able to cast a teleportation spell on myself, the general, Casil, Rain, and a few others, but it was a last-ditch effort, and we had locked ourselves literally in the war room. We had Shanian soldiers, mind flayers, and the like banging at the doors. It was all or nothing. We didn't have time to go search for him. Jesus Christ, that's some thunder.
It's a good thing they had you.
Yeah.
I was able to get the few of us out that were hunkered in the war room, but unfortunately, the true king was not one of us.
And I'm sure we will deal with that eventually. There is much for us to do to right the course of this entire war that we've been in.
Where will you start?
I honestly don't know. This is... I don't have to tell you this, but this is a lot to take in.
3 years in the blink of an eye. I don't know if I envy you or pity you that it was so short on your end.
Perhaps a little of column A and a little of column B.
I guess a thing can be two things.
There is a way to win this.
I hope you're
We
right.
just have to make sure we make the right move.
I hope you're right, because at least for the past few years, the thought of winning kind of was lost on all of us. It became more about surviving than winning, and doing as much pain as we could in the process.
At this point, the term winning might be relative. How many people are even left in Conticaria?
It's hard to say, as the majority of Conticarians, the civilians, as far as we know, the majority are still there. They were not taken, they were not murdered, they were not imprisoned. The majority of civilians were told of their new ruler, the new rulership, the new government that has taken over, and as long as they abided by it, that they would be left unharmed. The forces, the military, the resistance, the civilians that took up arms were captured, killed, or imprisoned, or fled. It is possible that the remaining civilians, once they see our strength return, could potentially take up arms to try and assist. That is a hope that I have. However, I have no basis to back that up.
Above board, quick question. Does a Misra look different?
So, physically, no. Being a high elf, her appearance has not changed. Go ahead and make a perception check, actually.
Okay.
With advantage, because this is a Misra.
Yeah. Perception check with advantage.
He cut her hair.
You don't notice, and now you're in the dark.
Oh no.
Oh no!
He's now mad at you.
It would not be the first time she was mad at him for not doing something, like leaving her on red for a week while he disappeared into another plane.
Woof.
All right,
That's a 23.
With a 23, like I said, physically at first you don't notice any difference. Being a high elf, 3 years to her is the blink of an eye. However, knowing her the way that you do, and taking a closer look, you notice a heaviness has taken on her eyes not quite as wide and bright, and I don't want to use the term naive because Amisra was anything but naive, but optimistic might be a better term. That seems to... And there's the tornado sirens. I'll get through this quick, and then I think we're going to have to call it for the night. A little less optimistic, a little more heavy. You see a little bit more silver strands, more stressed out, stress gray, large, deeper crow's feet in the eyes. So, I hate to call it here, but tornado sirens are going off, and it is what it is. So everything else we will pick up on Friday. Make sure you join us Friday at 7 p.m. at youtube.com/@thosenaturalones, twitch.tv/thosenaturalones, trovo.live/s/thosenaturalones, and kick.com/thosenaturalones. And we will see you on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time.
Live show.
Yeah.
In person.
They're all live, in person. We'll see you then. Have a good night.